Well, hey, thank you for sticking around for Actorspokee. Wow, that was our series finale for Graver's Dig. Actoroke, I'm just real want to say this really quick. Actoroke will be back though. Keep coming. That's just one series. That was our third series. We got more on the way. There'll be announcements soon. Next week, we're gonna have a supercut where we play the entire series three as one nice, 3 hour binge of the entire series three Graver's Dig. And then after that, I don't know, something about. I know there's a
You
bunch of the Barbarians are visiting Seattle.
Hmm.
you
Oh,
know, Peter knows.
Peter
He's being
knows.
cheeky.
All
Very
right. Well, hey,
cheeky.
let's introduce our guests that we have with us tonight. We have Marcus Mays, and Marcus, why don't you say hi?
Absolutely. Let me unmute
Unmute.
myself. There we go. Hi, my name is Marcus Mays. You can follow me at Best Kind of Worst on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else. Yeah, I played this season of Vrykolokus, a wonderful new villain that I'm very excited to see more of, hopefully, as we go along.
Oh, we will see more of Fragala because this character is way too much fun.
He
Yeah,
got that sweet pink shirt. We gotta bring that
Oh,
back.
I know, yeah.
yeah, he's a vampire, but he's not the only vampire. Not the only new vampire at Graver's Dig.
No, no, no.
Scott C. Brown, would you introduce yourself?
Oh, now it's blurring. Okay, now Zoom. Come on, algorithm. Find my hand. Um, Hi, I'm Scott C. Brown. I think you can follow me at the Scott C. Brown, but I'm not sure because, as I say at every table read, I don't follow myself. So you need to, and then tell me where to find me.
You can follow him at the Scott C. Brown for sure. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
It's
Thanks,
always nice to
Sarah.
have a Sarah
I've got
helper.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're playing Radarno.
Sorry. And I am playing Radarno, who is an awesomely fun character to inhabit. And sure, Mike and I will have some interesting things to say about that.
All right, let's also introduce Sarah. Introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Mike, then to Steve.
Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok at Pixies and Pins. And I was Beatrice this season, the voice of the sword. And I also do a whole bunch of other stuff for World of Caldia. So just like bop around and you'll find me.
There you go.
Am I
Mike.
up next? I'm Mike Boozer. I'm not findable, which is great. And I am the DM for Series 3. Not quite, says Peter. But anyway, I'm sure I can be found somewhere. But I am the DM for Series 3. It's been a pleasure. And that's what I'm doing.
All right, Steve.
Well, I'm back. Hello, I'm Steve Connard. I get the joy of bringing all this craziness into some linear form that that we can consume within 23 minutes or so. How many pages is that, Peter? I don't know. He's always giving me like, let's try to keep it to 24 pages.
Yeah,
we got Lexi the first, and we've got other great role players that just go on and on and on and on. We could make it the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, but we're gonna cut it down anyway. Well, I get to have the fun of writing all the scripts.
Yes, that's great. Meaning, Lexi, that you give us great material to work with. Yes, absolutely. All right, so hey, Marcus and Scott, first impressions, new to Actoroke, kind of. I mean, Marcus, you've been a technical director, you've dipped your toe in different ways, but now you've got a major character in the series, as does Scott. What do you think of Actoroke and this whole process, this crazy thing that we do?
It's wild. It's actually like I've been there on set, but then being on the other side of the camera too, with the green screen, the direction, the tech, and everything, it is so much fun. It is so much fun. That's my official response, I think, for now.
Yeah, I gotta say, Andy, who is the wizard in this one, I'm horrible with names. Happy I remembered Andy's name. He's my producing partner, but he would talk about this and I'd be like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then we did the first one and I watched it and I'm like, that's pretty cool, but it was different because it wasn't a lot of green screen. And so I was like, okay, let's see how this plays out. And then episode, let's see, 6, 5. So I was in 4, 5. Yeah. So 5, I was just like, holy crap, this stuff really works. And the amount of fun and the speed with which all of this is done, I have various amounts of experience in film and theater, and it's like, this is the best. This is awesome. I love doing this. It is no stress, all fun, and the product between Steve and Mike and Peter and everybody else involved. Although on set, we get to hear Peter do Beatrice, which is a whole nother layer of
it's just
fun.
different. It's
a
just
joy.
different.
Yeah.
It's such a joy.
It's nice to hear it done well. Sorry, Peter. I don't mean that it's not well. It's just, it's nice to hear it done by the person who's supposed to be doing it, I guess. So yeah, this thing is flipping awesome.
Fabulous.
That's my 2 cents.
Good. I mean, thank you, Scott. That's great. I mean, I think that's the most gushy. I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm just
I
like,
could
my
have
heart-
gone bigger.
My heart is pitter patter here. Like, it's good that I'm glad that as an actor you're coming in and saying it's tons of fun, and and
Yeah.
we do film fast. Like we've done 30 pages in one night before, and I did. Yes, Steve's right. I did say, okay, I want to put a cap. 24 pages. That's it. That's we got to have a cap on this thing. And I think it was Sharon B. Bobbitt, one of our crew members, is just like, we need to bring it down a little bit here, just a little too long.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, we should always point our players at that bit you just said when they're like, how come all these little other parts didn't make it in? It's like, because we gotta distill this magic down. And anyway,
just point to your wrist and go.
But that's the beautiful thing about a screenplay. I mean, that's what screenwriters do, is like, how do you take this much material and bring it down compact, just like the punchy bits that make the story move? Because, it's, I mean, I love our role players, Megan and Bryce and Rennie and Lexi, but I much rather watch the movie version, to be honest, right? I mean, it just take, I remember Jeff Grubb's quote about role-playing game, 20 minutes of excitement crammed into 4 hours, All right, Mike, what do you got to say for yourself to these days? I mean, this is the end of this series. Are you happy with how it all came together and wrapped up here?
Yeah, I'm enraptured by it. I mean, it's great. It's been great, and I think it's a testament to the process that I mean, when you just take the role playing session and you let it go and you just don't know really what's going to happen, and then you try to get it going in a certain way, but things just develop, and then it's taken and made into a script, and then you guys film it. I'm, a shout out to the NPCs that are on screen tonight, because Steve and I collaboratively created all of those NPCs, and couldn't be happier with what we got out of you guys, as far as how they are involved and everything. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with how everything turned out. Love the role playing session, as you say, but it's really great to see it turned into an actual script and movie.
So let's talk about these NPCs. I mean, we got Marcus here, we got Scott here. We kind of spoilers, but not really big spoilers. I think we can talk a little bit about what we have planned here. Is basically that Vricolaicus and Redarno are now set free after 200 years in an oubliette, trapped there by Orthy Vob, and they are suddenly free, and they're gonna move into Graver's Dig and basically take over.
Cause some havoc. Just cause a little bit of havoc. Some fun, a friendly amount of havoc.
Yeah.
Takeover strong. A firm presence, I think that's legitimate.
Yeah.
Takeover, that sounds mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Peter, I was wondering if I could add a little bit of
Yeah.
nuance here that maybe people might not have known. Well, they definitely won't know unless I tell you now, but then in the future, they'll definitely know when they see these characters arrive again. So Redarno is kind of the smartest guy in the room. He's like the one that keeps the the machine running and everything.
Make sure the
Anyway,
wheels don't
so
fall off.
there was
Yeah.
this bit where Redarno asks Tenacious, "Can you move this house into the oubliette?" And then Tenacious says, "I know your game," because only one thing can fit in the oubliette at a time. So the house, Orthivob's house goes in, that bounces out Bricallicus's manor. So
Oh,
the funny thing
okay.
is a little people don't realize it is that in this particular episode, it was Redarno who allowed the manor to actually escape. So
It's always
a
Redarno's
little
doing.
bit, but they're now out. They're like,
Thank you, Redarno, for that. That's good thinking on your part.
You owe me one.
I think Varkalicus probably owes you more than one. I like Varkalicus, but I'm not sure he would get through a full day without
No.
Redarno. You know, like
Well, I think like it's been said before, if the old series MASH, Redarno is Radar O'Reilly, who's always like, right up there and just instantly there when he's supposed to be, knowing the information that Henry Blake is trying to get. For those of you who get that reference, otherwise you can Google it. So,
well, the funny thing was, Mike and I were saying, what if Radar O'Reilly could teleport?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially the character.
is
right
that
there in a nutshell.
Radarno? Is that
If
where
he
that
could teleport in,
Yeah.
Radar.
here's
Yeah, I
it.
know it. Yeah, I named him Radar, or Radar O'Reilly.
Can
Steve came up with Vicallicus, which no one can say, and then I came up with Radarno.
I'm lucky I can say it. I couldn't even think of a nickname for him. Like, can we go by like V or something?
Rye.
Vrikalicus.
Rye, baby.
Rye, baby.
Why?
Fry.
Well,
Yeah.
Vrikalicus is Greek for vampire.
Oh,
There's some Greek people out there who probably go,
Look, it's so that he doesn't forget his name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a
forget it.
vampire. I'm a vampire. Got it. I'm a
yeah.
vampire.
Well, the funny thing is that the other smartest person in the room is Cass, because he's always giving little tidbits of information. He actually calls him Count Vampire at one point.
Yeah.
If you recall.
Right. I didn't even
He
catch
says
that.
Count Vampire
Yeah.
is
Count
it's
Vampire.
because he
Because he's
Scott, you were trying to get something in there.
Sorry.
oh, I just wanted to. Okay, so this is how small our world is. I got a chance to talk with Mike in a social situation. So he told me that Redarno was based on Radar O'Reilly of MASH. And I said, okay, you know who wrote MASH, which was Richard Hooker, who was a real doctor from not Crabapple Cove, Maine, but Waterville, Maine. And my mother was his head nurse, as was my Aunt Leon. So I have a direct connection to MASH.
You're practically related.
Mike writes
Yeah.
a character for Radar from MASH, and both our minds were just blown away. So yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
a weird thing.
You might have
And
been
might have
born
been
for
the
this
Scotch,
moment.
so.
That too.
No, definitely that. But I mean, otherwise.
Perfect.
Don't let work know I'm here drinking.
No. Steve, you said you had a question for Scott before.
Oh, geez, you just put me on the spot. I don't remember now. Sorry. Go to somebody else. Go to somebody else.
Sarah,
hi.
fill in.
Oh,
Say something.
all right, great. So here's a question that I have for both of you. When you are getting into your characters, is there something that you like? Do you have like a guide word? Like, who is at their core these vampires? Like, what are you projecting?
Okay, that's a good question, Sarah. It's not like you've ever
Thank
done
you.
interviews before, huh?
I've never. It's the
No.
first time. I'm feeling good about it.
Speaking for myself, what I do, like you said, there's not just like a phrase or a thing that kind of gets you going. I really just kind of like feeling like a wacky inflatable arm man of like horror. And then that for some reason just makes me feel extra loose when I'm out there. So I'm really excited to get into do some more Vricologus business. How about you, Scott?
I just have to say though, we should have a T-shirt that says that Bricolochus is the wacky inflatable arm man of horror.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll get the merch done.
Every character's different. It sucks when you ask me this question because I have to be honest because that's who I am. I don't do a lot of prep. I just find something that sticks. And so for this one, although in this last episode it was impossible for me to do, the initial one was I was channeling Carson from Downton Abbey.
Oh yeah,
the preeminent butler of everything because I didn't have any context. Night before, hey, here's the script. Shit, I got to go to bed and go to work in the morning. I'll read it tomorrow. Let's find something to go with. And so it was Carson, and Andy was like, dude, that's great. And I was like, perfect. And then Peter was gracious enough to let me throw in a little throwback to another D&D thing that I did where I pulled a script out and read it. So deep cut, anybody knows what that reference is. Good for you. You know who I am. And then, yeah, it was just, I try to play it off everybody else. And so the minute Marcus and I met and we're kind of talking, and then it's like, hey, I want to do this bit. And he's like, no, that's great. And it's just like, you start getting that chemistry and it's like, okay, we're going to carry that on screen and then hype that up. And then I already know Andy and I loosely know Dylan, but we've never worked together on anything. So for me, it's that group energy of how is everybody kicking off, how, you know, who's doing what. And then you just kind of build on that for me. And then the trick is holding that every week. And why
keeping
this
it
last week, this last episode, there was nothing dignified about Redarno. He was so full of himself with joy and pride, and I figured it all out, and look, I saved y'all. I'm the man.
I'm the best.
And I just went, Carson's gone. It's all just, it's no longer an effect. It's just pure Redarno at this point.
Just pure, raw, unfiltered Redarno, yeah.
I did absolutely loved your when you read the prepared, because I wrote he had prepared that was in there that you pulled out of it. It was just, oh my God, it was so good. I actually put in the next one where you referred to notes and put it back in your pocket. Never made on film, but it's like you're always prepared.
Nobody had the scroll. I had it at my house, and Peter's like, "Do you have the scroll?" And I'm like, "Fuck the scroll. Sorry, can I?"
Well, we get one. PG-13, so we've done it.
That counts.
Sorry,
that counts.
I apologize to everyone for robbing you of that opportunity. I will try to be my elementary ed teacher self again. So
yeah, that was I dropped the ball on that. That was just like, you know, didn't track props. You know, it's like one of those things. Like, oh, piece of parchment. We can get that. I mean, they're on the wall at the end.
Yeah.
But we were like running so tight. I was like, we don't need it. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You know?
Well, and the other funny thing about that was asking Peter, "Can I do this?" And then I'm driving home at night because I know Sean and Damon from Bandersnatch. I'm like, "Hey, Sean, I've got an idea." He's like, "I have some parchment paper. I will bring in some opportunities." And so we probably had 16 different parchments that then I whittled it down to, I think I brought 4 to you, Peter. And I'm like, "Which of these do you like?" And he's like, "Oh no, I like this one." I'm like, "Okay, we'll make that one work." And yeah, that's the thing that I love about this. It's just seat your pants. It's a democracy. I mean, not a total democracy, but it encourages people to have thoughts to just bring it all bigger.
Well, I think I hope it's a collaboration. That's what I strive for. And I like to quote my teacher from directing actors class, and she's told me that the best directing is a collaboration between the director and the actors bringing the character, the directors bringing all the information that the character needs to do a performance. And So it's good. I'm glad you see it that way because that's by intent. Yeah.
You were talking about earlier how fast it is when you're on set recording, but I'm amazed that we only deliver you the script the day before. I mean, these actors don't have a lot of time to get their lines, memorized.
That is
Oh
genuine.
yeah, the absolute 100% memorization that all of us do is amazing.
And then we retain it forever. We could still do them right now. We're not going to. That would the stream would be too long. But we absolutely could.
Yeah.
Still say all of them.
Yeah, there's no 72-inch TV screen with the dialogue printed on it that we go to. No,
definitely not. That was very specific, a weirdly specific.
We memorize.
Without breaking the illusion, I will say that my favorite part is definitely that screen that does not exist right in front of us with the lines. I have almost entirely theater acting experience, so I am used to like getting the script, sitting with it for like a week, breaking it down, taking it apart, working on it over and over again. And this is just like, I love it. I love it. It's so exciting. And like Scott was saying, it does feel very collaborative, and I'm very excited to get back on set and do some evil shit with you, Scott. I can say that. That's still PG-13. Yeah, we're fine.
Shite is completely PGG.
My favorite part of it is that we've given ourselves this self-imposed deadline. I mean, we kind of point to Twitch as an excuse because we need to have an episode every week. Mm-hmm. So, we play a role-playing game, then we do a script read, and then we have the movie. It forces it really tight. And that tightness, I mean, you can only spend so much money in a week. I mean, it helps. We have to go by seat of the pants. And we could spend more money. It'd be hard to spend a lot more money in that short of a time and productively, right?
I could do it. Do you want me to do it? I could do it.
Give Sarah a shot.
Yeah.
I could spend more money.
I always appreciate the meetings right after the role-playing session every morning with Steve and Peter, and we're talking about okay, how are we gonna do all this? And I'm always like, I don't know. I gave you what I gave you. Yeah, you have to, and then it's like, yeah, we're not gonna. Peter's like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. That meeting mostly consists of listing off all the things that showed up in the story in the RPG session that we're not going to do.
Here are the things that you cannot have.
We are not going to have a dog. We are going to have a dog on set.
No dog, no shape changing into a dog. I said, listen, I'm going to take care of this.
And it's nice because they never say, Bruiser, what were you thinking? It's always like, oh, no, we're just like,
great game, great idea. I love that the druid wild shaped into a dog.
So good.
We're not bringing a dog. And I'm not bringing Amber down here and telling her that she only has a couple lines at the beginning before she shape changes into a dog. So
we're not going to do that.
Not going to do that to my cool new actor.
Very nice of you.
This is our third series, and I don't want to encourage future role players to try to challenge us to come up with crazy shit to see what we might do in a film. Please don't.
Yeah. No,
but I kind of used to watch.
I kind of do.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
We just put it on the list.
What if we put Sarah at the table? She would do weird things. Just so you know.
Oh, like fight a Drazzledar. Yeah, sure. The world's most powerful, unstoppable monsters. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let's throw fifth level characters.
I used to watch RPGs. I could sit back and watch an RPG and enjoy it for what it was. And now I'm like a deer in the headlights. Every time someone opens their mouth and does something, I'm like,
what just happened?
How are we gonna film that? I know. I'm like the whole RPG. I'm like editing it in my head, like the whole RPG. I haven't even seen the script. I'm the whole RPG. Like, okay, we're gonna need a new map for that. Okay, that's a new location. Okay, we're gonna that's a new NPC.
This is gonna have to be handled by Tanel because none of us can do it.
I kid you not. I can't remember who the example is, but in one case. Before the RPG was over, I had already written an email to one of our agents and had the role cast. And she got back to she was either Tim or Melissa, got back to me and said, oh, yeah, that person's available. And by the time the RPG stream was over, I already had the NPC cast.
that's when an NPC shows up, and you're like, okay, that NPC is playing a major role. They're going to have to be here. We better make sure we lock down that actor. We don't have time. Hey, I don't know if anybody knows, but we do this like very fast.
So fast.
2 weeks.
I will just say for any NPC who has to jump in and hasn't gotten this under their belt, 2 days ahead for their paragraph monologues would be great. I could look at
Steve and his
a
paragraphs.
screen for a line and bounce around, and then everyone else has, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Hey, what's Redarno doing? And then I recite
paragraph.
independence thing or the doctrine of whatever country you happen to be at where you're watching this. I'm assuming it's outside the US. I don't know. But that was always fun. And it was really nice. I will say this, that no one was so pretentious enough that I had to be word perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, no.
That just makes it fun because
I mean, that's like the first requirement that goes, because word perfect means more takes, which means more time, which we don't have. So
Yeah.
like, okay, do you convey the basic idea of what this line is? Yes. Once in a while I cut in and say, we probably do need to include the word evil here or something, whatever, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
When we miss a plot point. But go back and watch the episodes and watch how much taller I get when I do those, because my bottom cheeks are puckering, which increases my height as I get,
Squeeze 'em.
oh my God, I just need to make this go all the way
It's
to
'cause
the end. Please.
You're squeezing the words out of your
Oh, yeah.
body. Just
Yeah,
like
no,
just
it's-
tense everything all the way up.
I grow like another 1.5 inches.
that's
Some of those
more-
takes.
More trivia about Redarno right there.
There you go.
Scott, I do owe you apologies, Scott. So this was the finale, and I'm getting towards the end and going, oh, we really need to wrap up the whole series here. It's like, well, whatever happened to Orthy Vob? She's been the villain through the whole series. Did we just forget about her? Or is she like the forgotten thing, that happens sometimes in films? And so I'm like, guess what Redarno gets to do? He does a recap.
To talk about it.
It's a recap.
Da, da, da,
No.
da.
The
Redarno is
recap.
our last week on Actoroke.
Well, you
And
do
of
need
course, I
in-
knew you could deliver. So
you do
I
need
wasn't afraid.
NPCs to come in and give these recaps, whether it's Tenacious. I mean, Fracolikus isn't going to give much. I mean, he's going to talk about the party he threw.
Probably,
and-
more than likely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's fun, and it's that challenge, and that's what makes it all worth it, is getting through that. So I'm not throwing shade on anything. I love it. I like to be challenged for that, and I appreciate that everyone felt that, yeah, we can throw that at him and it'll stick.
But and I always have the out of like, I usually, if it's like super line, I say, okay, read it off the screen, I'll cut to something, because so out there in Actoroke, if you're ever watching one of our movies and somebody has a really long monologue and I'm cutting to a picture of, I don't know, Pug Bard or something.
Pug
Pug Bard!
That was so random.
Because I had a rare moment of mercy and told the actor, yeah, I know you had this long paragraph and you just got the script yesterday, whatever. But just read it here, read it, and I'll cut to something in the edit because I can do that.
Pug Bard is for me an Actoroke all-time highlight. I wasn't.
Good.
I actually was not expecting that to. I don't know. But I did a triple take. It was like.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
Where the hell did that come from? I mean, as soon as I saw it, I started laughing my head off. I'm like,
I was waiting for. I was waiting for Steve's stage direction of like this puddle of puppies. I was waiting for one of those little YouTube videos of a gaggle of puppies all falling all over themselves.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
then
was
I see the
expecting
Pug
too.
Bard, and
I
I
know.
was just like,
And I spent more time this morning than I should have thinking about, because like that the Pug Bard didn't, we didn't get to the. I mean, I think as Steve and I both knew that was like super easy. We'll get to that whenever, right? Let's get all the hard shit done first, right? And then it was like. It was almost noon today, I mean, like today, doing the video edit, right, of the movie, and I'm in the editing. I mean, this is just normal Actoroke, and so it's like, oh, we need the puppies, and Steve's like, oh yeah, I got something. Look at it, and and so I had this thing. I think I want this to be short. I said, Steve, just put music to it. I think it should be a banjo, in just 5 seconds, no longer than 5 seconds. I just think part of the fun here would just be that it comes and it's gone. Like, what the fuck? Oops, number 2. I didn't say that out loud. No, I didn't.
No, I censored it. Don't worry.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
There was sort of it reminded me of a Family Guy cutaway. It's sort of what it reminded me of.
It was very Family Guy.
So I got to do a shout out to Rennie, my buddy. Of course, we're all friends with Rennie. But Rennie is a pug man, and he had a wonderful dog named Zeus. And so when I saw the pug bard, I'm like, okay, Rennie, this is for you, buddy.
Yeah, that was
Apollo,
cool.
his new pug, and I are
Just
fast
hilarious.
friends. We've appeared on screen together, and I house set for them. And I got to spend a week with Apollo, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So if we have any players next series, make sure you bring Pug up a lot in gameplay. Maybe we can get that Pug on set.
Yeah, we can just having
there-
pugs.
Was that just like a random one-off clip, or is there like a whole series of pug bards?
There's a few of them. So
oh my god!
I kind of like a whole
wow.
series called Pug
It's a
Bard.
thing?
I'd watch that. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a thing.
I think maybe the next series, the Wizard needs to have a pug as a familiar, and then
Sure.
Pug bard, pug bard.
Pug.
Well, the funny thing is that Tanil suggested that we do in our meeting, and we're like, we can't do a dog. And I said, I'm just going to cut to some cute dog and just is going to be a Family Guy thing. And she was like, well, why don't we put a dog inside of a spider? You've seen the dogs in the spider costumes where the legs are going like this. And so anyway,
Tunnel terror
but then,
costume. That's good.
yeah, that was, anyway, maybe that'll show up. And then I said, Tanil, you have a bunch of dogs. You could do it. Just, I don't have time. Anyway, so we ended up going with the pug dog.
Like many things, Actoroke, we have 3 or 4 awesome options, and then well, that one's easiest. Let's do that one.
We go with the fastest
Yeah,
option.
yeah.
I just want you
that's
to
a video.
know,
It's
like,
ready to go. Just add banjo. Done.
we could deliver, like, I don't know, like Tolkien level special effects, but like you
Takes
got
a
20
long
minutes
time.
to get this thing done. So
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
these are Actoroke FX guys.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about
Trademark.
it.
I mean, we know they're
Story
cheese.
creation movie in
Okay,
2
we know
weeks,
they're
I mean,
cheese. That's not the
yeah.
point.
We've embraced our inner cheese.
That's
It's the
awesome.
Actoroke way.
I will say, since embracing the inner cheese, it is the ride has been even more fun. I love seeing what pops up in every new. It seems like every new movie episode, something wild, random, and kind of beautiful just appears. Again, we got Pug Bard this time. What's next season? Who knows?
I know.
Hopefully, triple
Ne-
Pug
Yeah.
Bard.
Triple
The
pug
one
bard?
Triple.
All the pugs. How
Like a
many pugs
Cerberus,
can we
like-
fit on set?
Kind of like a Cerberus pug, maybe.
Well, I am DMing the next RPG session, and it's going to be
Sure.
all serious. There's not going to be any silliness. It
Peter,
is
you're
just-
GMing this one? This next
I'm
one?
DMing not the whole series, the special that we're doing.
Oh, that's right.
So yes, the rumor of the
I mean-
Bulgarians in town. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does say that he's DMing it, but I do get the middle episode, so maybe I'll bring in the pug bard.
Or some silliness.
Sarah,
Yeah,
do
joyful gaming.
Joyful.
Yeah, joyful gaming. That will be the joyfulness.
Will
Once
be
you
the
get that
pug bards.
part. We get the joyfulness out of the way, and then I'll be back. In
And then
charge
we'll
for
be
part
back for
3.
for him to
And
make
there's-
everyone
there
very
will be
sad.
no
again.
there will be no joy. It
No
will
joy.
all be
No
death,
joy.
and destruction, and screaming and gnashing of teeth.
And 2 things for Sarah. A, nice rainbow nails.
Oh, thank you.
And 2, that's a big microphone.
It is a very big microphone.
There we go.
Sorry. Big is the wrong word. I'm sorry. That is a large microphone.
Large. I like to have the best of everything.
Steve. Sorry. I just see this huge.
Just everybody wants to just make sure, hey, mine's also big. Hey, come
Yeah,
on.
I know. Mike envy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, wow, Mike, you really deserve a lot of praise here. You did a great job DMing series
Thank you.
3, and yes, we're still in contract negotiations, but I think there's a good chance Mike Boozer will return as one of our DMs here in the not too distant future. But I'm next. I'm gonna
My
grab the
pleasure.
reins for a little
My
while.
pleasure.
Yeah, I
And
gotta
My
cut in here
pleasure.
real
So,
quick,
yeah.
Mike. I called Mike up one day. I'm like, hey, we're going to do this, and at first he's like, yeah, I'm honored. He's like, oh shit, because he just sits, he's DM'd for how many 50 years, 60 years? How old are you? You're
No,
anyway.
no, but
Nice.
1978.
Nice.
Anyway, but he's never done it in front of camera. And it was a couple times earlier, we're like, look at the camera, because he's a great DM, but it was like, this is his first one. So yeah, big bravo. Thank you
Yeah.
Thank you.
for doing it. Now he's dangerous. He's put a few skill points in.
Yeah.
Thinks he's
Yeah.
good.
He's learning the hard way the things you're not supposed to do on stream. Getting past those. And by the way, Sarah is also booked to return for some DMing of Actoroke. So
We're gonna do it.
yeah, I think we have a good stable of DMs here between the three of us. So
We're like
All right.
thoroughbreds.
thoroughbreds.
And I can
Okay.
absolutely guarantee you 2 vampires will show up again
Yes.
frequently,
Oh,
as long as they'll have us.
Yes.
Or we'll have to start pulling the tenacious thing where they're always wearing disguises.
oh no, you will not be able to get rid of me. I actually,
Nope.
I will just be on set. We will actually camp on set if we have to.
Well,
Yeah,
we can't
like-
get rid of Marcus because he comes to our weekly meetings.
That's
So we
true.
we
That'd
have
be
to
kinda
have
hard.
him around.
But I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Scott, do you want to kind of do like what Val Kilmer did for The Doors, just like camp right outside until they make sure they give us the part every single week? That might
Dude,
work.
I work 8 minutes away from Chaldea Studios in a heartbeat. I have a tent, I have a sleeping bag, and I have a night pad. I'm good.
Absolutely.
That
Okay.
was you? That was you?
That was me. Sorry, I didn't tell anyone.
All right. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us for Actorspokee and for Actoroke Movie Night, Episode 6, Graver's Dig. This is a wrap on the series. It was such a great series. I love our players. I love our actors. Thanks to Nell Lovett for all the wonderful, amazing art that you bring us.
Yes.
Thanks to Sarah and Steve. And also thanks to Marcus for all the things that he does that are not vampiric, like being our technical director for this show. Yeah, absolutely. And so we will be back next week for the supercut. This is where we're going to stitch all the episodes from series 3 together. So it's kind of like a week off for us because this is really easy to do. So it's just kind of like, okay, oh, that's a super cut week. Oh, thank God. That's gonna be, it's kind of like almost, it's almost like vacay, except that I'm going to be getting ready. But a week after that, I'll be DMing. So I'm nervous as hell all of a sudden, just sitting there talking about it and go, oh shit, I better.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I'm in good shape for it. So so we stream every week here, Gen Con TV, 6 p.m. Pacific. And follow us on social media. We're at World of Chaldea and most platforms. And follow, like us, subscribe, get the word out, tell your friends, and that's it. All right. Good night, and may the Anumians be with you.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye, friends.